Okay, so this next interview you're about to watch is absolutely insane. This artist here grew 300,000 followers in about 3 to 3.5 weeks. I'm talking about 100,000 followers a week applying the strategies I teach, which is all great. However, we was unable to get the video recorded face to face until halfway through the video. So the first half of this video is only MJ's voice, and then the second half you'll be able to see MJ. That do not mean skip the first half, because MJ is going to share a shit ton of value in this video, and it's going to be one exciting interview to watch. Well, technically listen to when it comes to the first half, but I just wanted to give you that info here before you watch this video. And at this point, enjoy.
Okay, so today we got MJ. MJ been working with me for quite some time. I actually ended up becoming a mentor in the training not too long ago. But before we jump into it, I'm gonna let MJ introduce himself, and then we're gonna just go from there.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm MJ, or Michael, you can say. Pencil artist, hyperrealism, uh, been drawing seriously for like maybe 6 years now, you know. And yeah, it's that simple. No, nothing, not too much to say there. I just draw. That's all I can say.
For someone that just draw, we know we have a lot to talk about for MJ. MJ is absolutely insane. So we're gonna get into it. So now you say you just draw, right?
Yeah.
But you know how your drawings look. So if you had to describe your artwork, how would you describe your work?
Uh, I mean, that's meant for people to do. That's not really meant for me to do. Like, cause my craft is like never really satisfied. I'm telling you. I am never satisfied. No, I'm being honest. Like I keep pushing the limit. It's like I'm trying to be as high as possible and as far from the ceiling as I can be. So it's like for me, I would never really be. So I critique myself more than I give myself credit. So it's meant for people to say, but I just draw. That's I mean, I try to draw at the highest possible level. That's just what I do. The words and everything is meant for people because I mean, I'm just drawing. That's it.
All right. Well, since MJ want to be humble, I give a little background. So with me working with MJ, one thing I know is that MJ probably draw every day, all day, go to sleep. This is stuff I know just from working with MJ sometime. Go to sleep, and correct me if I'm wrong, going to sleep at 8 in the morning from drawing all through the night. Have some of the most hyper realistic drawings out there. We're gonna get into this later on in this interview, but since MJ will be humble, to the point where celebrities now contacting him about artworks, became an Instagram celebrity in the art space, and just some really, really amazing shit. So I think this is gonna be a good one. So with that being said, we'll just get into it. So are you full time after me just saying all that? Are you a full time artist?
No, no, no,
So
not even close. Because okay, so right now I'm not, and thank goodness this does not. Thank goodness this did not happen when I was taking classes. If this happened in the fall, oh my god, only God knows how would I've been able to cope with this. I'm telling you, because it was literally crazy. So
let's pause. Because when you say thank God this didn't happen in the fall, nobody know what we talking about. So if you had to give it very briefly, we're gonna talk about this. What happened?
okay, so just straight to the point, my Instagram blew up, right? So I got this video get like two videos actually do really well, but one had like 11 million views, and that was the one that went crazy. So from there, I mean, I'm getting crazy inquiries, the amount of emails, obviously orders, all this stuff, and it's like just based. And I did not see it coming. I did not see it coming, which is I have no problem with. I'm not complaining, but if that had happened when I was like taking classes,
Wait, before you even continue though, before you continue, MJ. Now, when people say blow up, right? People think, oh, he probably got 5,000 followers in a month or 10,000 followers in a month. Now you super humble. Like even when you say the word blow up, it sounds like okay, we've seen people blow up before. What blowed up look like for MJ?
Okay, 300,000 followers in was it 3 weeks? Yeah, which is still, that is nuts. I mean, okay, so when the whole thing started, I'm be honest, right? My goal for years was to get to 10,000 follower mark on Instagram. Like that just meant a lot to me. I just wanted the 10K. I just wanted the stuff to go from 9,000 to 10K. Like that would have meant. So I got to 10K followers. I'm like, I slept and woke up with 10K followers, and I'm like, oh, damn, this is amazing. And I, I'm thinking, okay, 20,000, 30,000. I'm like, it's probably gonna stop, whatever. And my dad was the first one who actually said, yo, you might get to 100K. So he got back from work, and at the time he was at 80. The next day it's at 100, and I'm thinking, okay, fine, it's gonna stop, bro. This thing just keeps going. And I'm like, at some point, I got worried because I was like, is this normal? Like, it was just okay. This time I woke up. I actually slept early that day, so I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I had to pick my phone and check if it's real. Because I'll wake up thinking it's a dream of, it's like it was that crazy. And I was like, yo, this is not normal. I don't know what it was, but the thing, look, there's a difference when you gain 300,000 followers. Like the amount of like celebrities in the midst of those 3,000 followers, it was mind blowing. I mean, I didn't even know. Remember, I said I didn't even know there was some celebrities who followed me. I had a friend reach out to me and he's like, yo, have you checked your followers list? Do you see the amount of the people who follow you? I was like, oh, what are you talking about? It was actually one person, the first person that told me that Martha Stewart followed me, and I didn't even know. So I had to go start scrolling and checking, and it's like, it was just not any three. You could gain, and obviously, Iris, every follow is important, and I'm not saying, but when you have them famous people in there, like when it's like Samuel L. Jackson commented on my post, I was like, yo, what's going on? Like it was. I've never seen even like I've just never seen anything like that, bro. I didn't think it was humanly possible to gain that amount of following in such a short time. Without buying followers or something. I didn't think that was possible. I did not think it was possible.
So I'm gonna sum it up for everybody. What happened was with MJ. So he was in the last few, it's like the last 3 months. So we've been talking a lot about Instagram and Instagram growth, and I've been giving out strategies on Instagram. And by the way, this is not like what MJ is saying is not common whatsoever. This is the first time I actually seen this in my own life. Probably MJ literally probably have the fastest art Instagram account in the world as far as growth. Just to give some insight, I'm gonna let MJ share all this stuff, but to give some insight, in 3 weeks, MJ went from about 2,000 followers to over 310,000 real, actual people following him on Instagram, including a ton of celebrities. From the strategy we've been talking about. So we have a lot to definitely talk about in this call, but we're gonna pause that there. We're gonna kind of like backtrack a good bit, right? So first, how long have you been working with me? How long? When did you join the training?
Last right before the semester started, like fall semester last year. So August, maybe July, August, not sure. Let's just say August last year.
So it's currently almost end of July. So you're actually coming up right on a year at this point, right?
Basically. Right.
So before joining, what did MJR career look like?
Okay. So, bro, look. Okay, so what happened is I actually had a video get 9 million views on TikTok. And it was great. And what happened was I made a sale of $900. This was during COVID, 2020. And I'm like, okay, this is good, but I didn't. After that, it just went dry. Like, and obviously prior to that, I didn't sell anything. So it just went dry. Like nothing. Like after that, it was like nothing, literally nothing. And I was like, there was a point where I thought if I just keep drawing and when my drawing is great, it's just people are just gonna buy it. I didn't realize, bro, you have to market your work. Like it's a whole nother aspect to it. It's like every day I kept learning things about art that I needed to do that I haven't done. So I was like, okay. At that point, obviously I had a website, but it was just not working. Not working. Like $0 in 2 years, basically. That's what it was. $0 in 2 years. Now, it's like I knew that something had to happen. I didn't know how it was gonna happen, but I knew like maybe I was gonna, I don't know, I don't even, but I knew something had to happen because it was just, I'm like, no, it's abnormal. And the thing is, I knew people, with all due respect, that I thought I could do much better than, on my work was much better than selling a lot of work. And I'm like, there's something they're doing that I'm not doing. I didn't know what it was, but I knew there's something they're doing. So luckily, you know, after the 2 years of drought, I guess, geez, somebody on your team reached out to me, and I was like, okay, I mean, this person I'm talking to, definitely they know what they're talking about, sure, because they was like, oh, your work is great, and just when you talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about, and I didn't join right away actually, because I thought about it and I was like, okay, we talking this whole time. I'm like, okay, this sounds great. I might give it a shot. I'm like, but this is gonna come at a cost. And so I was thinking to myself. So at the end of it, I was like, okay, you know what? I'll give you a call back. And I talked to my parents about it. We had this back and forth. I didn't join actually till like 4 months later, after the first initial like call with you guys. I didn't join till like 4 or 5 months later.
Yeah.
And yeah, I joined later, and I guess we're here.
So let me ask you this. Let's back up a bit. So you was like something needs to change. So at that point, just for the artists watching this, what was the biggest thing you were struggling with at that time?
Just sales. I just said $0 in 2 years. I mean, that's that it. The view
Everything.
on Instagram was just bugged. Instagram was bugging me for the longest. Like Instagram was, I would grow here and there, but the growth was so like short. Like it's like I'm like I could grow. I knew I could grow faster than this. I'm like, oh. So now TikTok was the first place that gave me that confidence, because I got many views, and I was like, okay. So but the app didn't translate, and it wasn't as consistent as what I expected. So everything, you could basically, the only thing that was not down was my work ethic. Because I was getting up at the time. I would still get up and do this thing all, even if I wasn't making anything from it. I got up and did it like I was making everything from it. That's the only thing that wasn't down. The rest, bro.
Everything
Hey,
else from there was just down the drain.
bro, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
So let me ask you this. You had that initial call with one of the teamers. So your initial call actually wasn't with me. What
Mhm.
made you decide like I'm not gonna get started on this call? And you could be honest, be
No,
upfront.
I didn't have the money for it.
All right. So it was the
I didn't have
money.
the money for it. Yeah, I didn't have the money for it, because the funny thing was, yeah, if I got started on a call, it could have been cheaper for something like that. But I didn't have the money, and there's no way I was gonna, even if I had the money, there was no way I was gonna commit to something like that right away without telling my parents. Like I was never gonna do that. Like
All
my
right,
parents, I almost discuss every smart decision I make with my parents.
yep.
So it would have been, that's one thing that would have never happened, me get into that without my parents. And I told them, man, I was more skeptical than they were when I brought it to the table. Because when I told, I was like, this seems too, I'm like, wait, what? Now, because, bro, if you've not made any sale in 2 years, and somebody comes to tell you it's possible to make $5,000 in a month, it sounds ridiculous, right? So, and I'm like, ah. But I spoke to my like dad about it. He's like, okay, just search it up and make sure it's not a scam. If it's not a scam, then we're good to go. And yeah, we did that, and yeah, man.
And then you just end up getting started 4 months later.
Yeah, I got started like 4 months later. Yes.
So now that we just came up on a year of you been a part of training, when you first got started, what was the goal? How much you want to earn per month selling your artwork on that initial call with you had spoke with, I think, Lajon?
Look, let me tell you this. I'm be honest, right? So when I joined, obviously I started when you start the training, there's like a goal. You tell everybody you have to set a goal. And I'm just thinking, bro, like, yo, this sounds crazy. I'm like, okay, we just gotta get started with somewhere. Like, I'm not gonna set a goal. This was not, honestly, this was my initial thing. Like, I'm not gonna set a goal of 5,000. Like, is it? because I didn't even believe it's possible to some extent. I really did it. So I was like, okay, you know what? Whatever. We're gonna set the goal just to set it, and we're just gonna do what we do, right?
So what was the goal? What goal you set?
You said nobody should set their goal less than 5,000.
So you just said at the minimum, I'm going 5,000.
Yeah. You said that was the minimum, and I was like, I made a post. I remember I said it was 3. You said no, 3 is too low. You can't have it at 3. You got to take it up to 5. And I'm like, yo, and I'm like, yo, what? So yeah, it's I did set it at 5,000.
Okay. Now, with that being said, why was 5,000 your goal? What made you decide, you know what, I'm gonna set mine at 5,000? That's the goal.
Because that was the minimum you gave. That's the minimum. That's the
You like, if
minimum
I
you
could
gave.
aim for less, it would have been. If that wasn't the minimum, what would your goal would have been, MJ?
Like I said, it's my first month in the program, so
Yeah,
I
we're
didn't
talking
want to
about
place
first month.
expectations. I didn't want to place expectations. I'm a very realistic person. Like, I'm not just gonna come in and expect to blow everything. Go no. I knew like this probably might take or will take some time, so I didn't want to place the expectations to the roof. Then all of a sudden, when you don't get close to that, you get slapped in the face and disappointed. So I didn't want that to happen. So if you didn't tell me that, I probably kept it at 1,000. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would not lie to you. I would have kept it at 1,000.
Let me
Like,
ask you this. So you mentioned that originally you'd have probably set the goal at 1,000. If I haven't set like a bare minimum of 5,000, but then you set it at 5,000. As of today, is 5,000 still the goal?
it can't be. Nah, it can't be. It can't be. I mean, if you were to consistently get that, that would be good. But no, it can't be the goal because now I believe and I know it's possible to shoot higher than that, way higher than that. So now the goal is looking. I want coming into this year, like the goal that I set for the entire year, I almost achieved in a month. Like even coming to this year, the goal was still like okay. And when I almost achieved the goal that I set for an entire year in a month, I was like, God, Jesus.
What was that number? Just so everybody can be on the same page.
Okay, my goal for the year was actually I wrote it down that I want to make 30 grand this year. I'm selling work. I'm selling art for my art. That's what I said to myself. Then then the month happened and I'm like, yo, what? And I made literally obviously prior to that I had made maybe 6,000 then to that. So it's like the goal I set for the entire year was almost done when we were halfway through the year.
All right. So and then what was your best month this year?
Last month.
What was the sales?
20. Let's just say 20K. Let's just say 20.
Then you look back at like a year ago, it's like if I could just get to 1,000. Now you had a 20K month. And mention this. Now this month you can't sell. So where you at for this month?
I mean, not that I can sell, I can. It's just I'm limited because the work, almost everything rolled out last month. Now the thing is, there's the particular work that people love the most. I mean, the amount of inquiries that I've gotten from that work is I don't know what it is about that drawing, but I'm gonna do a second one because I mean I'm gonna make a different one that looks very similar because there's something about that work that everybody like 90 maybe 90% of my inquiries have come for that work. And the person who got it literally got on a plane and flew all the way from Atlanta just to come here to Philadelphia and see it in person. I mean, and I was like, what? Because I thought I was gonna ship it. I was like, I don't know, I want to come in person and see it. I'm like, what?
How much did they pay for it? How much was it?
He paid 5K for it.
Would you charge more for the next time?
Oh, for sure.
How much you think about charging? Sure. How much you think about charging for the next one?
You know, this is the thing. Let me tell you this. This is the thing. All right, so it's okay. So obviously, I'm gonna charge more.
Wait, before you even get to that, side question. I know people watch this probably like all over the place. Like, oh, wait, where are we? Side question. How old are you?
21.
All right, 21 years old. All right, now tell me how much you thinking about. 21 years old, did 20,000 last month. Now tell me how much you thinking about charging for this piece?
He said, how much am I was I thinking about charging, or how
Yeah,
much do I want to?
I think the connection went out a little bit because
Wait, one
it showed
second.
like your little image.
Can't see me.
Nah, either way we can still continue. You're totally
Wait, one
fine. We
second.
just can't see
Nah,
you.
you gotta turn on. Wait 1 second. Oh God, Lee. No, please don't. Please don't. Oh my God.
Worst case, most of the people watching this is probably paying while listening in anyway, so you're fine. Oh, back on.
Okay.
I can see you.
I was like, yo, no, please not. Okay, so it switched the webcam.
Yep.
I don't know why.
Now it's like straight on.
It doesn't matter. Can you still see me?
I can see you.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, you said if I was to set a goal.
No, the question was how much you plan on selling the new
next
piece
one?
for. Yeah.
I definitely want more than 10K for it. For sure. I definitely want, and I'm not gonna let it go for less than 10K.
But what's the number? You're telling me what you're not gonna let it go for. I'm asking what you planning on letting it go for. First, just to get somebody some insight. How many inquiries realistically did you have on your artwork?
How many inquiries did I have for that artwork?
Yeah.
Bro, it was like, yo, it was like I wake up to 10 emails every morning. That's just emails, not even Instagram DMs.
You probably can't
I
even
mean, the
keep up with
amount of people that
Instagram.
inquire, even now, people are still inquiring for that work. And I'm like, it's sold. I still have people reaching out for it.
So we looking at maybe 15 grand for this piece?
Possibly. Possibly.
You was just nervous because I told you to triple your prices for your prints.
Yo, when I saw that, I was like, okay. I'm like, I understand why you'd ask me to. But I'm like, damn,
I ain't asked you to.
That sounds scary.
I told you. How much are you charging for your prints?
For my prints, like 200 to 300.
And if you triple it, then it's gonna be like 900 a print.
If you triple the 300, yes. I just tripled the 200. So I was like, I just tripled the 200 and I took it. I actually took it up to 650.
All right. We'll start that since you're a little bit scared. So let me ask you this, right? So at this point, things are going really, really great. You're crushing it. Celebrities DMing you. You get a ton of messages. Like at this point, you full-time artist while still in school.
basically, because I don't work. Art is like my, art is basically what I do. I've actually never worked in person. I have never worked for somebody in my life.
Yeah. So what scares you the most about being that full-on artist?
What scares me? I don't really have any fears. I'm being honest with you. I mean, the only fear people would say is if financially I just drop. Like, but what I've realized is if you work your way all the way to the top, you cannot fall that quickly. Like, it's almost impossible. If you work your way gradually to the top, it's impossible to just fall off right away. Like no matter what happens, no matter if COVID-25 comes down, if you're them top people, it's not. I mean, it could slow their business down. You can say a little bit, but it's not gonna. So I don't know if there's any fear. I mean, I don't look at the negatives that much because it will keep you from pushing forward because you keep thinking about what's not gonna go right. And so I don't. Maybe there are things I'm scared about that I don't know, but
yeah,
I don't think about it.
Do you feel like you're at the top at this point?
No, not even close. No.
With that being said, what the top look like for MJ?
Okay. You see, this is where it gets tough because it's like, would I ever be satisfied? Like that's the thing. okay, so there are two ways I look at it from. There are two perspectives, right? There's a perspective of how much I'm making, and there's a perspective of the quality of my work, like the actual drawing itself. To me, those are two different things,
Yeah.
right? They're two different things, right? In terms of how much I'm making, I definitely know I can make more because there are people making more. So I'm not even anywhere close to being to the top. In terms of the quality of my craft, the drawing itself, I'm not anywhere close to the top either. But I it wouldn't, and I'm almost there. I really believe I'm
People gonna see
almost
your work. People gonna hear this interview. They gonna go
I'm almost
look
there.
at your Instagram. And they gonna be like, this freaking guy here.
When
Like
I
this,
say I'm
like
almost there, when I say I'm almost there, when it comes to the quality of the work, I, I would say I'm 60% of where I want to be in terms of like the quality of the craft. Because I'm I'm like not satisfied. I'm really never satisfied with that. But yeah, so top, no. Like, is there any such thing as being at the top? Because even when you get at the top, like I said, it's like I want to get as high as I can and still be as far from the ceiling as possible. So I don't know. I mean, I definitely know I'm doing better now than I was doing last year. But I still don't count it as being at the top because I don't feel like I have arrived. No,
yeah.
but I am doing much better for sure.
Let me ask you this: being an artist just a year ago, you was like those past 3 years, I made literally no sales, right? And now you're at the point where you're literally talking about being at the top, right? And it's arguable to say like how close to it or how far from it you are, but it's safe to say you definitely on your way there, right? At the at least bare minimum. So if you had to give the old you any advice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this strictly for MJ, not the people watching. What
Okay.
advice would you give MJ, the MJ a year ago,
A year ago,
looking back on where you're at?
I don't think. Let me tell you, I don't think there's any possible thing I could have done that I didn't do. I, I when it comes to my art, I almost never go back and say, "Oh, I wish I did this," because I really put a lot into this. Like I'm dedicated to this. So this is not I've never done this before and said, I wish I would have done this last year to do better now, because I know I did the best that I could do for sure. The only thing is when school starts, it distracts me a little bit because I cannot put in as much time as I can. But I understand why that's happening. So that's a different conversation. But in terms of what would the advice I would give to old me, no, I put everything into it.
Let me
So
ask you
there's
this.
no I put everything to it. So there's no, I don't want to say regrets, but there's no, oh, I wish I did this. I did everything I could.
For the artist that's watching this interview right now, what advice would you give to that artist sitting behind a computer just watching this?
What advice did I give any artist watching this?
Yeah.
All right, first of all, you should sign up for the Artist Rights program. Let's start there. Let's start there. You should sign up for Artist Rights and just look, I realize, look, for your art career, you need help. You really do. You need help, whether it's physical for your work or studio, whatever, or like mentorship, financial advice. You need help because sometimes it takes people around you. You need somebody to tell you, like you see the way you told me. Uh, I'm just giving an example, like triple the price of your prints. And the only reason I was nervous about it is because I've never sold one for that much, and it sounds crazy, but I know for sure. I know artists that are selling their prints for 800 and they're selling out.
They got artists in the training doing it.
Yeah, right. So it's like I know it's possible. So it takes somebody like you to tell me that. Now, the moment I sell one or two or three of them at that price, then all of a sudden I'm settled. So it's like it takes people around you to really push you, and it's like a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know the way, and they don't really want to because the moment you tell them, okay, you need to do this, you need to sign up for this, you need to do, all of a sudden they remember, oh no, I'm just gonna run ads, I'm fine. It's like The first time somebody came and offered help, I took it. I didn't know I would need it. But when somebody came to me and I'm like, and the person is telling me it's possible to make 5,000 in a month, and I am like, I've not made anything in 2 years. I'm like, okay, you'll be foolish not to listen to this person. So the first time somebody came offering help, I took it. So I think people seek help for sure. That's the first thing I'll say. Seek help for sure, because the program has proved that you don't need to be a quote unquote full-time artist to make the most out of this. I'm not a full-time artist, and there are people that are in a position right now that if they get help, when I say help, just I'm talking about artists, right? When they get help, they will do for sure much better. They'll for sure do much better than they are. So yeah, that's all I would say. Probably just give Jaroid a call. That would be my advice.
With that being said, now you've been someone, I'm asking some tough questions. You've been someone that went through the training, basically master it, crushing it out, even assist other artists. What was the biggest struggle for you going through the training? What was the hardest thing?
So, okay, so the thing is, it's I don't really expect things to be easy. So I don't look at something and say, "Oh, this is the hardest thing." I kind of expect that running into it, right? So it's tough for me to say. The hardest thing I would say, uh, I'm trying to think. Like, is there a particular thing that I could say is the hardest thing? Prior to like, probably Instagram, to be fair. Probably Instagram. Yeah. Prior to this Instagram success I'm having now, it was Instagram, because when I got to the program, I picked up other things quickly. Not quickly, but at a fast pace, I can say. But Instagram was like a no-go. Like for real, it was like a no-go to like 2 months ago. So yeah, okay, Instagram. I would say Instagram.
So and the funny thing is, and the one thing I do love is just your work ethic and just persistence to succeed. Because the crazy thing is, like you literally sitting here saying the hardest thing for me out of everything I learned this training was Instagram. However, your biggest success and that biggest lever that you had pulled for your all career was also Instagram. So it says a
Good
lot
things
as
are
far
hard
as
to get. Good things are hard to get. Good
it's,
things are
it's
hard to get.
it's safe to say, man, you're very consistent. That's what I love. So now you said the person watching this, right? The best advice you would give them is to join Artist Rise. Let's say if a person decide, you know what, I'm joining. As a mentor now, what advice would you give that person that just got started, let's say yesterday?
Okay, so I think I would tailor my advice through the conversations I've had with people in the program. I think some people do more thinking instead of doing actually. So they say and they think, oh, what should I do? This should I do that? Should I do that? It's like go to the action. Like there was somebody that I spoke to and she was like, I've been here for a month and I'm just thinking. I'm like, what are you thinking about? Like do something. Like do, even if you're not doing it right, when you start it, then you get the opportunity to build on that. Like you can't just. That's one thing as an artist too, which I still talk to myself. I'm like, bro, do more instead of thinking more. Do more. Like instead of thinking, just do it, do it, do it, do it. When you start doing it, then you can fix it. Don't do a lot of thinking. So that's one thing for sure that I try to tell myself, like less thinking, more doing.
I love that. So literally just take action, take massive action, get out your own head and just go after it.
Mm-hmm.
What advice, not advice, where do you see MJ in 3 years? I
Okay,
asked,
let me get
before you
this.
answer, I asked Lisa Marie the same question and she literally did this. And before that, it was Kirsten. I asked all three of you guys the same question and y'all all went,
Let me tell you this. The reason I do that is because obviously the success I had. Look, like I said, I'm a very realistic person. The success that I had that month was crazy. Is every month gonna be like that? Probably not. Okay, so But the consistency and the work I had in that month, I don't want it to dip. I just wanted to just be consistent. Now, the reason why I made that face is because the potential that I have it's through the roof. I know this because I put so much into it. So the potential that I have is through the roof. And obviously with the growth of my Instagram now, it's like, yo, and what I have planned out for my portfolio, because I really plan myself out, like for like future work and stuff. Like just like I said, as much as remember, I said there are two sides to this for me. There's a marketing part, and there's a part of the quality of work that I produce. And it's like I feel like the quality of work that I produce combined with whatever is going on right now, it's like the perfect mixture. What I have planned out for my portfolio for like towards the end of this year, next year, I'm trying to crash the internet. I'm being honest with you. I'm trying to. I really am. Like I'm really trying because I really want my work to be unique. Like because as an artist, I don't have the best portfolio right now. I have like two works in my portfolio that I call elite. That's what I use, the word that I use, elite, for my portfolio. And I want to build that. And obviously, the more work that comes on your portfolio, what does that mean? The more work people can buy. And the more work people can buy, the higher chance of you selling things. And it's like in the next 3 years, oh yeah,
It's gonna be game on.
it's for sure. A lot can happen. If this much can happen in a month or 2 months, I mean, what can happen in 3 years? The thing is just the consistency. You don't want to get too comfortable, and uh, so yeah, the potential is, especially for the works that I have planned. That's the thing that excites me. Nothing excites me much as creating this. I'm telling you, that's what people don't understand. Because even before the financial success, or if that's how people want to put it, the enjoying the process of creating this craft that's the climax for me. And what I have planned for the future is, hey, you gonna see, bro. You
I
gonna
know
see.
I'm gonna see. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
you
there.
gonna see.
I know I'm
Yeah,
gonna see.
you gonna see.
Here's the last question. Being someone who went through the training, now at this point, you actually now being someone who literally saved the money, invested in the training, went through it, and then even became a mentor, right? What advice would you give me?
Hmm. You as the mentor? That's an interesting question. What advice did I give you as the
And I
mentor?
want a genuine answer. I really do.
No,
What
that's
advice would you
great. I
give
didn't
me?
expect a question like that. Oh, I have to think about that one. Advice should I give you?
It could be anything.
I mean, I'm thinking what because I mean, you basically try. You do a great job of trying to keep up with what's going on. Really, like when you feel like a lot of people are having success on Instagram, you release trainings and try to talk to people about Instagram. I don't know if you can do more than you doing, to be honest, because I mean, I don't think any problem or issue comes out there and you don't address it, or you don't try to make us, the mentors, address it. So I don't know if there's anything I can say you can do better. It has to be something. I mean, there's always room for improvement.
I'm not letting
So
you leave without something. 'Cause like I just mentioned, there's
yeah, that's no,
always
no, no.
room
I
for
feel you.
improvement.
I feel you. I'm trying to think of something. Uh, what is it? What is it that I can start?
It won't hurt my feelings, MJ.
No, 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 no. No, no, no. Oh, something. I'm just thinking. Mm,
It could be in the training, out the training, online, offline. I feel like my artists
oh, there
know
we
me
go.
better.
Okay,
I'm gonna
you
say
just
this
got me.
before
The
you
website,
answer.
the
Before you
website got
answer.
to look
Before
more
you
real.
answer. Before you answer. I feel like my artists know me better than anybody else probably on this earth. Like especially when people see me online and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Any advice? Just it could be multiple.
Okay, let's start. Okay, you said off, so I gotta start. Your website got to look more real, man. Your website looks like it's built by AI. I go like, it's like when I first got there, and I'm saying this because when I first looked at it myself, I was like, "Is this real?" Because it just looks so simple. Like, and when it looks so simple like that, it's a great thing that is simple and easy to understand. It's a great thing, but that's why we sometimes we human beings don't understand ourselves. Because if it was complex, people would complain that it's too complex, and now it's too simple. That's a problem too. But it's like it just looks so simple, and people. That's why people are like, yo, is this real? So I think for sure. Now, when I first got into the program, you were not posting a lot on Instagram, but you've been doing a much better job of that in terms of like making videos of yourself. So yeah, okay, that's out of the picture. I was gonna say, but you fixed that. So for sure, I don't know what you can do to make it look more real.
I know it's simple. Like for the longest, I always had the mindset, even with my team, it's like keep it super simple. We focus on artists getting results, and I'm gonna let the results speak for themselves. But even my team, like, okay, Jaroid, it's time for us to like up the website and up all
You
this
got
stuff. Like we
to,
just kind of
because
take things to the next level.
as much as the artist success, obviously the website means nothing if the artist is not having success. Absolutely right, but we human beings. That's why this thing about don't judge a book by its cover. Human beings look at the cover, bro. They do. No, it's
That's
reality.
very true.
They look at the cover. So the idea of don't judge it, no, that first impression is like it's a lot. It means a lot. So obviously, I didn't study. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure based on the stuff that we talked about, we saw on Reddit, there are people that have probably been scared just because the website looked too simple to them.
Talk about that because you mentioned that on the Q&A call yesterday a little bit,
Right.
and you
Because yeah,
almost not got started.
when I got on there, but not before I got started, I didn't look at that. What happened was I was not worried about no website. No. I wanted to talk to the people that you work with. So I contacted them. Just, hey, is this real? Is this legit? What are your thoughts on it? Do you think it's worth investing? And nobody said no. Now, one person really gave me like some people. Obviously, they answered my question, but they didn't look like they wanted to give me that much time. One person, Tasha, she was the one who was like, okay, yeah, it's a very good program. I mean, she didn't give me like insight on what the program is about, but she just gave me
Yeah,
more. And I was like, okay, for sure, we can. I'll make my decision, and yeah, I did. So
I'm talking about Tasha Raw.
yeah,
She
she
crushing
was
it
the one
too.
who really.
I'm gonna do an interview. I'm gonna see if I can get her on an interview because she's crushing it.
Yeah, she's hard to get in touch with. But yeah, so it's yeah, that's basically it. Just the website, because I think on other things. I mean, you got two Q&A calls in a week, right? So you're interacting. You got mentors to help out. So the website for sure. Like, we gotta start there. It's too simple. I think you're just you're too simple. I was watching a YouTube video and I'm looking at the back. I'm like, dude, this guy has all the space and he puts nothing in it. I was like, yo, he just got one painting on the wall, just one table.
There's if I show you outside this room, there's no furniture in my house whatsoever.
Yeah,
I don't even
so you
have like a
can like
dining table. There's not even like a toaster. So I always live by. You'll never see me without a white T-shirt. Like you never ever see me without a white T-shirt or a black T-shirt on. Like, my whole life just been so simple. But you're right. It's time to take it up a notch, and we working on that.
yeah, what for the website, yes, because you have to do what will please people more. Like it just has to look up the website, let it look more, and that's something I think you can definitely do better. I mean, I don't know if it's better, but in terms of the marketing aspect of it, it'll be considered.
I got you, MG. Just for you. New website will be here by next month.
All right.
Before next month, and not by next month.
Talking about a
month.
website, I just got a new website done. Actually,
I'm gonna get it done. And wrapping up this whole entire interview, I think this was a fun interview. It was pretty cool. If you have to leave the people that's watching this, the artists, they're like, wow, this guy MJ is freaking cool. I want to get to that type of success. What would be your last words before ending this interview? What words would you like to leave everybody with?
Artist Rise. Artist Rise. Okay, so obviously, yeah, no, Artist Rise, because it's the foundation. I was look. The reality is, before the program, I was just flat like this. That's the reality. I was flat, and the moment I got into the program, things started. Now things didn't shoot through the moon right away, but the reality is there was an upward trajectory. So it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence that it's I didn't make I didn't make a sale for 2 years, and as soon as I go join the program, I make two in a week. It's like it's no coincidence, right? So that's it. That's really what I can say. Consistency, obviously, because my let me put it this way: the I think me getting a call to the program, whoever saw me, who I don't know if it was you or somebody on your team that spotted me on Instagram. I don't even know how they spotted me because my Instagram was barely getting exposure. I don't even know how they came across me, but the quality of my work probably got that person interested before they thought, okay, you know what, we should give this, we should let this person know about Artist Rice. Because I don't know whoever it was. When I spoke to that person, the person sounded like they saw this coming, if that makes sense. Because it's like, bro, your work is insane. Like, trust me, like you're gonna crush it. Like, so it was just it was not just a interview. It was like, yo, I'm telling you, like you have potential. And I think you guys or whoever saw me saw this coming. That's all I can say. It sounded like it. The person saw this coming.
You spoke. I still remember you spoke while I was on.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna see this. He's gonna see this.
I remember. I remember when I tried to pay for the program and I called. I was like, because I thought he sounded just like you for some reason. And I was like, is this Jaroid? He was like, no, it's not Jaroid. And I was like, wait, what? I'm not talking to Jaroid. I was like, oh, it's not. It's like he was like, yeah, but I'm part of his team. Handle it. I was like, yeah, okay. But yeah, it's
Now we here.
yeah,
Years later.
it's the goal, the bar keeps rising. I like planning for myself. Like literally, I was just talking about how disciplined I need to be during school. Like because with what I'm having right now, I need to be so disciplined. Like you don't have time to play that much anymore, bro. Like you really don't. You gotta. My time is very important to me. An hour means it's a lot of time to me now. So it's like you gotta manage that. I personally, I want to start because now my TikTok, I got TikTok broken down for a long time ago, so I understand what it takes. Instagram now finally, thank Jesus. Like it's like my worst enemy became my best friend. I honestly, like it's like my worst enemy, like my worst and most frustrating platform became the best thing that could happen to me. All of a sudden, somehow that's the case. And I want to start posting on YouTube also.
Yeah.
So the whole thing about the success, I'm not just living on it. I'm thinking and I'm reinvesting into what to push myself to because I'm thinking now, okay, the website got to be better. Work on a YouTube channel. I'm literally gonna start making. I mean, I'm not gonna be posting on YouTube every day, but I want to start, sharing the process of my work on YouTube and all that stuff. So I'm like literally investing in like a camera. Like it's so that's the thing I'm constantly pushing about. So the work don't stop.
I'm just getting started.
Yeah, it's because when you ask the question, where do you see yourself in 3 years? Ooh, I don't like to look at it like, oh, 3 years. I want to no. To me, that's do it. That gets you thinking too much. In 3 years, I want to be here. And let's say, for example, you're not catching up to the goal that you expected, and you start feeling discouraged. No, just one day at a time. Like some days when yesterday, I felt really sick. For some reason, I didn't draw. I drove for like 2 hours, and I didn't draw. And I was like, I'm just wasting time. And it's like that's how I feel now. The moment I don't draw, I feel like I'm wasting time. But we'll get it. We'll get everything right. It's just there's so much happening.
All right. We're gonna probably end this hill for everybody that want to check out your artwork. They probably got to just search MJ on Instagram, and it's probably gonna come up. But if not,
MJ Realism, yeah, MJ Realism on Instagram. The Instagram, it's going nuts. Like remember when we spoke on the Q&A yesterday, and I told you it's not stopping anytime soon.
I seen that video. Oh, we didn't even get a chance to talk about that.
We can talk
The
about
case
it.
study. The only thing I have another meeting starting soon. Quick, I don't even know how to talk about it. I'll let you talk about it. We got 3 minutes. Explain that case study.
Okay, so Jaroid hit me up He said, "I want you to."
Without going too much into the details.
No, I'm not gonna do that. No. Jaroid, hit me up. You just got to do this and this and this. Just do it. Do it. Thank me later. That's all. Just do this and this and this. Thank me later. And I do it. And yeah, the video's going nuts. It got like how many million views now?
I just
It's
checked.
it's like 6.5 million. That's nuts.
So what happened was I just hit. This was literally this week. I hit MJ up. I said, "Look, MJ, just do this, and this," like MJ said, right? And I said, "Just thank me later." Now I do this because MJ is a mentor now in a training, so he do also assist all the other artists. So I kind of test stuff out with MJ and the other mentors first before I move it on to all the artists in the training. So this came across me. I said, "MJ, just do it." I know MJ take crazy, massive action really quickly. That's why I said it to him. I said, like, just do it. And I say, thank me later. He did it. Posted it was a video. He put it on Instagram. The next day, I get a message from MJ saying 1 million views, which was insane. Now it's sitting at 6.5 million. I'm gonna show this for everybody.
It's not stopping anytime soon.
So this is where MJ is. This the video here, 6.5 million. This one got 11 million. For those who want to find MJ, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, just MJ realism. It's not
Just MJ realism.
Look, the thing about there was a time where I want you to understand that there was a time where getting 500 views on Instagram Reels is a pain for me, bro. It's like with all this, excuse me, with all this happening now, it's like, man, it's sometimes hard to believe, but I'm getting used to it. You know, at first it was like a dream. Now it's like it's kind of settling in. It's like, yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. We're going to end here. And that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys find this interview really, really valuable. I think this was a really, really fun interview.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll just...
So hopefully we have another crazy, like we have like 100K month or something. So
yep. And we're doing an interview in a year. MJ talking about he had 100K month and now he have 1 million followers and just blowing up.
You know, like I didn't think. I remember setting a goal for Instagram. I was like, oh, and this was before my Instagram blew up. Like, in 3 years' time, can I get to 10K? Like, I like in 3 years, can I get to 10K? Like that was, and I'm like, 300K in like a month.
In a month, that's just crazy.
And it's literally, it's at 340 something now.
Yeah.
Because I have this one wrong, but all this comes with expectation. People don't follow you just to follow you. They follow because they want to see stuff. So, which is good. Now that keeps me on my toes because I gotta keep.
Yep. We're gonna end here. We can't be here no longer. So that being said, peace.